Good morning, guys. Happy Friday. Hi, guys. How we doing? How we doing? Can you guys see and hear me? I can see you coming. I can see you coming. Hola. Hi, Maggie. Great. So it's Friday. We're going to stay a little bit longer today. If anybody has any questions, good morning. Hey, Aaron. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, Katie. Hi, everybody. So I just had the most amazing chat with a lifeguard, a surf instructor down at the ocean. He's Tico, and he's going to come to the one event on Sunday here in Costa Rica. He's just such a beautiful young man. He's saving people's lives out in the ocean. He can read the ocean just so beautifully. He knows where the riptides are, and it's just so connected. Such a beautiful young man. Hey, Destiny. Hey, Beth. Hi, Janine. How we doing, guys? Hi, Christina. Yeah, so, the reason I bring him up is that it's not about the words we speak. It's about how we connect. Like right from the beginning, I connected to this guy's heart. That's really what we're doing here. Love your hairdo, Kyle. I don't know what my hair's doing these days. It's like I said the other day, it's like a beaver pelt. I went out for dinner with my girlfriends and I said, it's kind of like a beaver pelt, but it's a little bit rock and roll. Okay, Sunday is the one event. So guys, that's what I was talking to Josue about, the one event here in Costa Rica, but it's also online. And it's a beautiful event that we're growing. It's growing so graciously. And people are shifting really, really quickly with that. So if people have been, had health challenges, whatever it might be, feeling really stuck, it's a really beautiful way for people to seamlessly, not through suffering, not through going through what we call a spiritual detox. We don't have to do that anymore. The days of spiritual detox are over, by the way. And this is what we're doing with this, with this frequency space, is that we're just literally shifting our perspective smoothly, effortlessly, without a lot of drama, without a lot of chaos. We're just going, hey, I remember, I'm worthy, I'm abundant, I'm whole, I'm healthy, I'm heart-centered. It's like we're just going and we're jumping in. We're just jumping in. And so the one just expedites that. So we're doing this, beautiful. This is the river, getting into calm, getting into peace, getting into flow, and then opening up to the ocean, which is where we all come from ultimately, and so they complement each other. So I invite you all to come to that. What exactly is a spiritual detox? So I'll talk about that after. I'll remember to talk about that after, because a lot of people don't even experience that, have never experienced that, but we're not going there anymore in this new consciousness. And I'll get to that at the end today, because it's a great question, Beth. So today we're gonna melt into the boulder, because that's a great one to keep up through the weekend, because it satiates the nervous system. It brings such comfort to our nervous system, because so many people are feeling really fried these days, because there's just so much divisiveness in the world. In our inner world, just sort of like what is actually going on. Like people are feeling pulled out of that natural state. So we're going to melt into the boulder. And then through the weekend, you guys can play that on repeat to really start to feel that nourishment, that internal nourishment. And then, start the week fresh. We usually start the week by, cleaning up our space, but this is a great way to end by just really getting really nourished and satiated and just feeling like really relaxed. And we can take that through the weekend and we can have fun. Don't forget, guys, we came here to enjoy. Okay, we're not here to just be like, oh, okay, everything's just a challenge. No, yes, there are challenges. There are that rolls through, but we can joyfully and playfully and seriously. So, I wanted to read this Rumi quote that popped up today for me again. Patience is the companion of wisdom. And so that's really what we're doing here. So that's Rumi. Patience is the companion of wisdom. So we're becoming very wise here again. So when we are in the present moment, so when we're in harmonic resonance, that wisdom gets reactivated. That is, we are eternal, actually. And in that, when we remember who we are, that this is just a moment, this lifetime is a moment in our expansive state. This is a moment in time. And with that comes great patience, because it's like, wait, why did I feel like I used to feel such a rush? Like I was always there was something at my back rushing me, rushing me, rushing me. And when I went through this, maybe, a decade and a half ago, where I really came into this understanding, it's like I really got into patience, where I was okay to wait. I'm okay to wait until I hear go. I wait. So there's no more rush, even with this body of knowledge. It's like people, they come in the way they do. There's no rush. It's perfect. So that with that wisdom of remembering, so we become present, and then we start to activate that remembering of the breadth of who we are. And then with that also comes patience. And it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So as we take a deep breath in, 2 feet on the ground, in front of your boulder, wherever your boulder is. I always take myself, Angela, to your boulder in Canada, in beautiful Canada. Mine's the most beautiful granite boulder, but what's yours, guys? What does it look like? How big is it? Stand in front of it, your feet on the ground. Really connecting, starting to generate the frequencies. People already feeling that, just that spaciousness coming in already. But feeling the earth, feeling that connection to nature through your feet as much as possible, bare feet, allowing your feet to widen, to feel the earth, especially in these summer months. For those who are in North America, really enjoying that feeling. As we prepare to move on top of the boulder, so taking a deep breath in. You can climb it, but I'm just going to appear there. So 1, 2, 3, however you want to get up there, I'm just there. So lying on our backs, lying back, the boulder's warm from the sun. So feeling the sun on your skin. The beauty of being human. The senses. Really feeling the senses so deeply. That's what I hear, is that people really are able to start to feel everything so deeply. So feeling the sun, feeling the breeze, the softness, touching your skin. Blue, blue sky. The hardness of the boulder, yet it feels so firm and beautiful, so strong, just like you. So strong and so beautiful, so wise, just like you. The boulder, patient, just sitting there for an eternity. Just feeling all of that. Let's just do a quick scan. So, how is our mental, the headspace? How is that doing? Pretty good, actually, is what I'm seeing. People getting the hang of it. It's always a choice to move into the mental construct, the monkey mind, the loops, the programming. It's always a choice. Or we can be timeless and expansive there, where, sure, we have this intellect, but it's a higher type of intellect. It's always there for us. Feeling our bodies. How are they doing? When we sink into the boulder, we're going to release and just be our vitality. Feeling your body, any aches and pains, anything that is still looking for a resolution, remembering it can happen in an instant. We are so gifted. We've just forgotten. But now we're remembering. Now we're remembering. It's an inside job. And the heart space. As we prepare, taking a deep breath in. When I count to 3, we're just going to sink. 1, 2, 3. As we exhale, just sinking into this gorgeous rock, right to the center. Down, down, down. We're just porous. Down, down, down. Just melting right into the water. Right there in the center now. Feeling the richness of the darkness, so nourishing. We don't need anything here. Our heartbeat slows down. Our breathing slows down. We can just be like a seed planted in the deep, rich earth. Let's get quiet here, guys, and really just feel this. And the depth and the richness and the darkness. Also feeling our light, the light within us. Feeling that building in the quiet of the boulder. We can have it all. Feeling that light, filling up our whole torso, our fingertips, the tips of our eyelashes. Pure light in the nourishment, the darkness of the boulder. Feeling a wisdom, a stillness, patience for yourself. allowing yourself to finally just be. So feeling that. And just knowing that that is enough. Just being is all that's necessary, because then you're in flow. So feeling that flow coming through. Feeling our nerves soothed, our whole nervous system just soothed and reset. Our whole body just nourished and reset. Could we bring this up and into the world? So this feeling, as we prepare to come up from the center of the boulder to the top and come into the world, could we bring this shift into our life? So it's not just 15 minutes a day, it's a way of being. As we take a deep breath in, when I count to 3, we're going to move up to the top of the boulder. 1, 2, 3, moving up, landing on the top. Just feeling the freshness in the air. That feels amazing too. To be part of the world again. From a shifted, more connected perspective. So feeling that as we sit up. Feeling the sun. Feeling all the possibilities. So much is possible from the higher perspective. As we prepare to come back wherever we are, taking a deep breath in, opening our eyes, and just being where you are. How we doing, guys? How we doing? How we doing? How we feeling? So I want to open up if anybody has any questions. Let me know how you're doing. We'll answer Beth's question first. Amazing as always. Thank you. So good. Yeah. So do you see how, so it's important to remember that's you. That's you. How you feel. So that's you in your more activated nature. So it's always a choice. It's always a choice. People will say, oh, I had no choice. That's a very limited perspective. So what we're doing here is opening up to a much grander perspective where there's so many choices. Love this one. You're welcome, Lisa. So what is a spiritual detox? A spiritual detox, what it used to be, and so this is when I went through my, big shift over a decade ago, is that as you're releasing all the things you thought to be true, like the programming, say the lineage patterns, the programming and stuff like that, it can feel quite heavy and quite cumbersome. And you can feel like physically kind of fluey. You can mentally feel kind of confused. You can, it can get just really clunky in your internal and external world as you're releasing the programming. But what I've seen is that as we've been able to really fine tune this frequency into this one frequency, it's just people just go, hey, you know what? I'm just going to jump into the ocean. I'm just going to do it. So you don't have to go through that, oh, that was heavy. Or it's almost like going through your life and you look at everything and you try to understand it all. People now just go, you know what? I don't even need to understand it. I'm just going to go into my higher perspective. And that's the way more efficient. That's why I don't like to use a lot of words here, because to use words slows everything down. It's just better to just say, I'm just going to jump into my ocean, which knows everything, which knows how to keep me healthy and in good relationships and in abundance. So we've moved. The higher frequency allows us to not have to experience the clunkiness of like going through everything and having to understand it and having to put it through the mental construct. We don't need to do that anymore. And I think this is a way better. So that's why when I work with people, I won't talk a lot about what I see, because why don't we just get to where we want to feel better, where that knowing comes in, and then you just get to live your life. So that's to do with the frequency. So I hope that helps. Kyle, a lot of ancestral stuff has been coming up for myself and my siblings lately. What is your take on ancestral karma, please? Okay, so that's kind of what I was just talking about, which I love that that question came up. So I see all of that. When I meet you, it's like, boom, I get this download about where you are, where you've been, what you've done, and where your potentiality is to go. But what I've seen is that at the beginning, I would talk to people about that. And I'd say, oh, I see you here, I see that. And then all of a sudden, I could see the person starting to run that story. So all of a sudden, they're running that, oh, and they're starting to generate this thing that's way in the past. And it slows it down. So I say, yes, it all exists, it's all true, but it doesn't really matter, because what matters is where you're at right now. And if you're connected to the present moment, you can access all of that. Like I can take a snapshot of the Egyptian times when I was there, when I was in like thousands of years ago, 2 lifetimes ago. You can take a snapshot of all of that, but it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter, because what matters is what are you creating right now? And that is the part of the wisdom that I've come to understand through, doing this work in service with people, for myself and for other people, is that the present moment's where it's at. And so the other stuff just slows us down. So we can get into the science of it all, we can get into the storyline of it all, but I'm not really interested in that anymore. So I hope that helps. It's real, but in a lot of ways, it's not important. What else? Does anybody else have any questions or comments? I love how, there's, this is the other thing that I find with this work. You just feel good. So it's like, I don't have a lot of questions anymore. So, but definitely when we come in at the beginning, we have. So that brings me to, guys, please continue to share. I'd love to see this space like get up to, like 100 of us are in here every day, because that's how we build. So we keep sharing. I can see people are joining, which is amazing, but please continue to share. We can help everybody. And that's how we grow. We get to 100 people here, and then that grows because they continue to share. And that's how we shift, because right now, the divisiveness, the confusion, that's all there, but it doesn't have to be. And this is a great space to be able to release all of that. So It is, it's so personal and it's so beautiful how we feel here, but why not allow other people to feel that too, right? By sharing it out. So I don't know. My boulder changed today from granite to one of black obsidian glass. Wow, I love that. Yeah, sometimes mine are clear. They're like almost like a gemstone. So yeah, you can make it whatever you want and pick up on the knowledge of, that's a beautiful. So you can pick up on the knowledge of, everything's got something to teach us when we're in the quiet. A tree, the grain of sand, a blade of grass, you know, a toxic a toxic relationship. I've learned so much through toxic relationships. It's not really that something's good or bad. It's like, what's in this for me? What can I learn, about myself? Because ultimately, we get to create, how we want to move through life. Do we want to be reactive to everything that's happening, or do we want to be in flow and of the highest? So we come into this space really to refine ourselves. So we can take our time. So that's the patience. We can take our time and really refine our response with someone. We can refine how we relate to the world. And there truly are no emergencies from the higher perspective. We have time to do it well. And that at the end of your life, when you look back, it's how did I do it? And this is a way to really get into that, how you're doing it. The reactivity is that divisiveness, that swinging. So we're, as individuals, we're less swinging. We're more like just coming into balance. Okay. My days flow with ease. Thank you. Yeah, exactly. So that's that. You're not doing this anymore. So many of us, that's how we learn. We swing and then it's like, I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to do that anymore. I just want to be. So when we're being, we're just very balanced. And it's beautiful. And you accomplish a lot more from there as well. You can accomplish a lot more because things get done for you and around you. Everyone, what I've noticed is like I'm helping, but then others are helping me. Like we're helping each other. So, and that's a very natural way to be, is that we're coming into really wanting to help each other. So, and it's from the heart. The gain isn't to, oh, I win and you lose. It's like we all win. We all win when we're living from the heart. Because you no longer will turn your back on yourself, and you'll no longer cause harm within yourself. And ultimately, that ripples through that you would never harm another. That's your natural state. So yes, people might get hurt from some choices that you've made, but that's really their growth space, because when you're coming from your heart, from a space of love, that's just truth. Sometimes we grow out of frequency, we grow out of vibration with others, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just forks in the road, forks in the road, forks in the road, forks in the road. Sometimes people leave this space and then they come back a year later when their fork comes back into this lane, where it's like that's the frequency that they want to, that's the frequency that feels true to them, true to their heart. So, we're born free. And it's just about remembering that we're always free. So, okay, guys, guess what? It's 9:00 in Costa Rica. I'm going to go. My daughter called me. I always say to my kids, don't call in this time, but of course they do. So I'm going to go call her back. Thank you, Kaya. So beautifully spoken. You're welcome. You're welcome, Joe. So love you guys so much. And I hope to see you on Sunday at 1. and have a beautiful weekend. Okay. Ciao. Ciao, ciao. We love you. I love you guys too. You're doing so great. You guys are doing so great. I'm really proud of you. Really proud of you. And I know you feel that. Okay. Love you guys.